The importation into Nigeria without clearance by the Nigeria Customs Service of bulletproof vests, camouflage and other military-related kits by the Kogi state government, allegedly, well, is being investigated by the Senate.
That's right. Last week, the senator representing Kogi Central, Dino Milai, accused Governor Yahya Bello of importing the military items to arm some militia groups in the state in preparation for the 2019 general election. The Senate referred the issue to its ad hoc committee led by Senator James Manager, which is set up to investigate allegations of brutality against senators in Kogi State.
Military camouflage with bowler hats, many bulletproof vests, protective headgears, night vision goggles, tactical boots, tactical knapsacks, training canvas, boxing gloves with bodyguard equipment, socks and military belts, etc., etc. These items were intercepted by the Nigerian Customs because they did not come with end-user certificates. One Jerry Omodara, who is the SA security to the governor of Kogi State, went to the custom officers and told them that these items belong to Kogi State government. Militias were being equipped to create havoc in Kogi State. This is a fundamental evidence, and I want this committee to move swiftly because I have so much belief, especially in the leadership of this committee.
All right, very grave allegations there from Senator Dino Melaye. Well, we have in the studio a public affairs analyst, Adebola Adeniji-Adele. Good morning. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning.
Yeah, well, these allegations, if they're anything to go by, if indeed it's found to be true, does it lend credence to allegations or in some quarters, or from some quarters, that state executives, governors have been arming militants? And so, further complicating the security challenges that Nigeria is recording right now.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, let's give kudos to the Nigerian Customs, in which the Colonel Ali retired. If you could remember, this one will not be the first time they are going to truncate up these things like this that brought to Nigeria, and those who bring it to Nigeria was vanished. And we saw them. But this, in other hands, make me fear that what are we looking at? Where are we going? Because we wanted to contest election in 2019. And you begin to bring your own personal security to kill people. Because you will not... I don't see where the electorate know the difference between the real soldiers and the fake soldiers. Because we put on the uniform, they will think that they are serving us or they are protecting us. Knowingly that this is another thing entirely. In other words, as I listen to Dilo Minayi now, that if it is true that the allegation he brought in now, that is correct, as you said, that when you look at inembodiedly, we should look inward to these are politicians who all by all means wanted to get into power. Then if this one is real and is correct, this one should put a stop from at the moment. So that we put, because I've seen that...
The point is, can it really put a stop to, you know, if really,
it is when we get the fight. It is when we get
the you know, weapons.
It is when we get the fight.
To arm militants,
One, I'm quarreling with Nigerian police. Why? In Lagos State, I think they gave them just 14 days. Whosoever, and who are you, that you have gone with you, have not been registered, kindly come out willingly to submit them. We heard that. It has been long overdue that things like that are supposed to. You will see some people who is a guide, even not a guide. So there are some associations that I cannot mention here, that they are moving around alone also was suspected that gun might be with these people. Where do they get the gun from? So those are the things we need our police. That's why I said our police, I'm not so much happy with them. Those guns, how do they get them?
All right, that's one of the multi-million-dollar questions that that need to be. I beg your pardon. There's a sense in which I'm thinking about dollars.
I feel that.
Well, just as Ngozi said earlier.
Yeah.
Well, we do not have the facts of these issues.
Yes, we are still probably on
investigations,
issues. Yes.
Still going on at the moment.
Yes.
Now, Dino Melaye has linked the Kogi State government to the importation of some of these items.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is born out of perhaps his feud with the state governor?
Well, I would not want us to limit our investigation solely into Kogi's people or Kogi State. If you look at the synergians or what is happening in Kogi State, you will see that at the beginning of this tenure of Yahaya Bello, from day to day or month to month to year, of the little day he has spent there, it's not as smooth as ever. Because if Dino did not fight him today, he will fight Dino tomorrow. You see, he was accusing that under the accusation also that he lied that they wanted to kill me. Okay, they went to court.
Yeah.
They on it now. Then they have told that even the Yahaya Bello did not register twice. You see the politics they are playing there. So, in other words, what we needed to know now is that it is true or it is fact that those guns were imported by the state governor, as the Dino Melaye said now. So, if you have captured that, I think if he has immunity now, there's no way he's not going to come and answer what he has made or do in this nation.
Well, according to allegedly a Kogi State government official has confirmed that the items were actually brought in by the state government.
Okay.
Let me just try as much as possible to quote it. According to him, well, this is unfortunately bad politics.
Okay.
That what they're trying to do is to provide equipment for bomb jammers, and all of that, but that they never imported military uniforms.
Well,
the said official remains anonymous because it's not in his place to give out such information. So it's still out there. It could just be based on conjecture. We cannot prove that. But if that is really happening in Nigeria, where state executives are taking the laws into their own hands, more or less, this whole debate about state police, that on one hand, some people are saying, no, these people are going to become monsters if we allow them to
use it
wield
advantage
such power.
to themselves. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Is this a reflection of some of the fears that are being expressed?
Well, I don't know, probably maybe by vision that make you to remember me this morning. I was in Kogi in 2014, 2015, and 2016. And out of these 3 years I made mentions, I did not spend at least 3 months in those areas. I know little about Okun, know little about Okene, know little about Beda. So the real things we are talking about now is that the guns, even problem if it is gun is affected, or is among of what we are talking about now, and the jackets he wanted to pull out is not there, they are part and parcel of it. That if it is really that we are in the front of having state police or community policing, this, what we are hearing now, is the gist of what we have in mind, that probably they might be using it advantageously to themselves, if it is truly that even the state police was even erected in Nigeria. Because by having this now, he is the governor, he is the first security officer of the state, he is the owner, the #1 citizens of that state, then anything he brought in, as we have the state police, it will be the same as he wanted to use for themselves.
All right, the customs authorities say that they have identified the importer of the items.
Good.
And they have also given the importer 30-day ultimatum to provide the end-user certificate.
Okay.
My question is, does it need 30 days to provide, end user certificate.
Probably maybe that is the customs follow-up or whatever the way they normally do appraisals of any goods bringing to Nigeria.
This end user certificate, just to add to that information, is supposed to be approved from the office
by
of
the National Security Advisor.
Okay.
Yes.
So who approved? How did he get it?
Because both parties, both the importer and the state government, they are claiming that they have end user certificate. And then the question you want to ask too is, can you get end user certificates for the same items? Is that even allowed? What does the law or constitution say about that?
And that's what we're saying. That answer should be as better asked by the custom officers, because I'm not a custom officer who knows little about how he was importing their goods like that. But what I'm still saying is that as far as it takes, if it is truly they have get the person, I don't think it's needed to be wasted of so far he has committed the offense. I think the certificate need first before it was imported. Then, but importing came before the certificate now. So he has fallen into the victims of what the constitution says to those people that, or the person that wanted to import directly, that it was not in the hands of Nigeria. So, in other words, let's look at those items. Somebody has given us the inline. They have taken the matter into the committee now. Let committee find out truly if it is, and they should strike into action, because I am now not convinced now that 2019 as worse as going to look like as it is now.
Well, based on what we're hearing, if the 30-day ultimatum lapses, the items, the military items, will be forfeited to the federal government.
Better, yes.
Should it stop there with this forfeiture? That's
there's no deterrent.
The
that
point
is
I'm curious about. Or should somebody be sanctioned for this, whether it's the state governor or the importer or whoever else is involved?
Of course, that's what I said from my initial statement, that even if he has immunity, if it is truly that it happened like that, he should face the law.
Of course, we've been looking at the importation of illegal military equipment and apparels into the country. That's exactly what we've been talking about.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, we've been trying to really wrap our minds around this and make sense of it as to why, in the first place, would a state executive, a governor, import military items. What is the why, and how exactly does he plan to use it? I'm even reminded of, you know, the Benue killings and all the goings on, all the things that have happened, and the governor Samuel Otom more or less cried out and said, "Look, my people, you need to defend yourselves." And I'm thinking, is there a possibility that the state executive may be thinking of arming militants or ordinary Nigerians in such a way that they can defend themselves, since it seems that the center is looking the other way, or it seems to be helpless in terms of providing security for those people?
Very sad indeed. It is a sad one. But they put every Nigerian into fear at the way it is now, because we don't know now who is who in the society. That the killing of Benue, we always every day sympathize with them. That the way it happens, and I pray that it will not ever happen. As far as Mr. President has gone there, probably it's going to stop. But my quarrel is this. You know, my beginning quarreling with the police. I was in one station. I told them that, do we have any police in Benue State at all? If we have, what is their duty? What the role are they doing there or playing there? Because the AK-47 we are talking, they are using to kill these Nigerians. Where are they getting from? Are they tapping it out of the type of what we've seen today? That some of the politicians, we have them, and either give them free or sold it to them. Because I just don't know.
And you have an instance where the president, Muhammad Buhari, asks the IGP, Idris to go to Benue to help, with the situation there, and
Okay.
it flouts the president.
Well, that's a totally different discussion.
So no, we cannot waive.
We can't waive that
Sister
away.
Ngozi,
Yes,
Sister Ngozi, we cannot waive it off. We cannot waive it off because if you look at it now, when we look at the scenarios of Benue State, at worst and at least, they will have no less than 2,000 policemen there, if at least and at worst. But as it is now, I've not seen anywhere either they tap or they grab or they see that something is going to happen and alerting Nigerians. I don't see anyone there. Because even the day the Mr. President went there, the second day they kill another people again.
Yes.
So in other words, if it is truly that these people are the one that importing these arms by themselves, and some of the uniform that we look as Nigerians or as other army
like
or
military or police
military operators. So in other words, are they not differ from the Boko Haram we are talking about today?
So the people who should be protecting the populace, they are the ones probably.
Of course, that's why I said
causing the problem.
Even the one that is happening in Kogi now, that if it is truly happened, that the law should take its course.
All right, doesn't I mean, if the case of arresting a herdsman with AK-47, rifle.
Yeah.
When we have cases like this, doesn't it show that there is some form of compromise along the line?
That is it. That is what we are discussing here now. That one, the first thing we're going to look at it, how do they get the guns? Two, who are those people? Are they really the herdsmen and the farmer? Or are they supported by some of the big wigs politicians that wanted to make out politics out of it? No, we should look at it holistically. That before, you are living harmony together, rear their cattle, no wahala, there's no problem. But suddenly, because you now see that these animals or this cow are always went to your farms and eat your farm up, then the next thing you are going to do is to kill each other. So we look at where the gun come from. Who are these people? Are they intelligence of using another face to cover themselves? Probably they might be in another way of Boko Haram, in disguise.
All right, so many questions.
Oh,
the
yes.
answers are in the wind. Well, this is a development, really, an unfolding. This discovery concerning Kogi State is an unfolding development.
It is.
We'll continue to watch and see how everything pans out. Prince Adebola Adeniji Adele, thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning. I doubt very much if we've been able to make sense of this, but
thank you for having me.
That's how it is. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
having me.
Coming.